Hello, welcome back to my channel in English for Nursing Communication 2. This is Ruffel Manalo from the Faculty of Nursing, Nakhon Rajabhat University. So let's discuss Unit 2, Concept of Active Listening in Nursing, Part 1. So there are two parts of active listening in this subtopics. So as you can see here, we have objectives. At the end of the course, each student nurses should be able to first comprehensively apply the concept of active listening in nursing and comprehend news-related listening exercises. And the third one, review the concept and answer the practice test towards the end of the lecture. So as an overview, active listening is the ability to paraphrase nursing information, avoiding interruptions while the speaker is speaking, and doesn't formulate a stance not until the speaker is done speaking. It is a skill that can be acquired and developed with practice. This also involves attending to and comprehension of spoken texts in the academic settings like lectures, tutorials, small group discussions, and even seminars. So the content of this subtopic in Unit 2, Part 1, this includes the importance of active listening, difference between hearing and listening. We have the listening process, types of active listening, types of listeners, and becoming an active listener. So first here, let's find out the importance of active listening. So active listening builds relationships, creates new ways to approach issues. It can also diffuse emotional situations, and it avoids costly errors in the future. It can also increase productivity of a person. It improves work relationships in an institution or in an organization. It improves persuasive negotiation skills. It reduces also conflict and misunderstanding in the workplace. So let's differentiate between hearing and listening. So in hearing, it implies perceiving sounds, but in listening, understanding information with involvement from mind and body. For hearing, it is a passive process, but in listening, it is an active process. In hearing, it involves effortless activity, while in listening, it requires conscious efforts, concentration, and interest. So that's the difference between the two, hearing versus listening. So let's go to the listening process. So we have here, hear, attend, understand, respond, and remember. So you got there 5, right? So first, we will discuss these 5. So hear or hearing. So this occurs when sound waves hit the person's ear. And it involves no deciphering or interpretation. And it is a prerequisite to listening. So you should hear in order for you to listen very well. Attending. So it filters heard messages on some important points. It can be heard and attend better when there's personal gain. So just focus. Understand. So understand requires meaning to be assigned to a message. It impacts the language interpretation or impacted by language interpretation and assigns a level of importance to the message. Responding. Okay, it delivers feedback to the speaker. So it could be a verbal or non-verbal, paraphrasing, questions. So that's it. Next one, we have remembering. So when you remember, you recall the information, isn't it? It builds relationships and trusts. And let's go to the 4 types of active listening. So we have informational, critical, appreciative, and empathetic. So in informational active listening, informational type, it perceives information, requires no criticism or judgment, and focuses on key points. For the critical, it requires understanding, looks for evidence, checks for logical reasoning. For appreciative type of active listening, so it listens for just entertainment and does not involve analyzing. And for the empathetic, it focuses on the speaker's emotion from the word empath, allows the listener to see another point of view. So these are the 4 types of active listening. And let's move on to the next one. There are also 4 types of active listeners. So we have detached, passive, involved, and active. So in detached, active listeners avoids making eye contact, they appear withdrawn, they lack enthusiasm, and they seem to be inattentive or not interested or maybe bored. For passive learners, for passive listeners, they may or may not make eye contact and they fake attention, or they use little energy or effort and they appears to be calm and laid back. For the involved type of listeners, they are providing some direct eye contact. They have an alert posture, as you can see physically. Gives the speaker some attention, and they reflect on the message to a degree. But for active learners, they are the individuals, they are the people who has an alert posture, they use direct contact, they give full attention, 100%, they focuses on what is said, and they participate fully. So active listeners is very important to achieve a maximum or full capacity in developing active listening skills. So, how to become an active listener? So, first, pay attention. Second, show that you are listening. A person should show that he or she is listening. Third, always provide positive reinforcement. And the last one, the 4th one, provide effective feedbacks if there are any. So when you pay attention, if an active listener pays attention, so they look directly at the speaker, they are open-minded, or they should be open-minded, avoid being distracted, and listen only to the speaker's body language, and focus on what the speaker is saying. So the second one, show that you are listening. So this expresses appreciation and interest in topic, and as much as possible, take notes and think about what is being said by the speaker. The third one, provide positive reinforcement. So a person or an individual must use verbal and non-verbal acknowledgement. Smile and use other facial expressions. Have an open and inviting posture and soften facial expressions, showing that you are really, really interested in the topic. And the last one, okay, the 4th one, provide effective feedback. So always be open. A listener should be open-minded and honest in their response. Assert opinions respectfully and politely. Treat the other person like you would want to be treated. And respond appropriately. Be assertive but not aggressive. So politeness, being polite is very, very important. So to conclude, once we recognize the difference and become aware of active listening and its barriers, we can better tailor our skills in listening effectively. Also, building up an effective listening skills can enhance our academic, professional, and personal success in our nursing profession. So instead of telling your patients, I hear you, try saying or try out saying, I'm listening. So for your practice test, you have to do this. You have to listen to the track about the lectures and conversations, then answer the questions printed in the worksheets. And I hope you got something from this lecture. And thank you for your attention. If you have any inquiries, clarifications at the end of the lecture, you may send me a message through my email, line, or in my Facebook Messenger. So, see you next time. Take care.